Well, the city of Austin is trending in the wrong direction when it comes to the coronavirus pandemic. Right now, we are at stage 5 of Austin Public Health's risk-based guidelines. Stage 5. Joining us this morning to talk about the pandemic and other big things happening in our capital city is Mayor Steve Adler. Good morning to you, Mayor.
Good morning, Yvonne. How are you?
I'm doing all right. You know, as we just mentioned, Austin is in stage 5. What is your message for our community, and how long do you think that we will be in this stage? I mean, we're going backwards.
You know, it is hard because we all want to be done with this. I only wish the virus was done with us. This new variant is real infectious. And it's spreading a lot. I'm sure we all know lots of people, old friends and family that have gotten the virus. We need people to wear masks. We need to take this peak and we need to flatten it. We need to flatten it because it's spreading so much that businesses are having trouble staying open for want of employees. Our hospitals are really taxed because a lot of the hospital workers are out. A lot of our first responders are out. This is a virus that fortunately is not as severe, certainly in the way that we had known it, but it seems to be sending a lot more people to the hospital for other things. Right now, what we need people to do is to obviously get vaccinated. That works. Boosted, that helps. But mostly right now, wear masks. Whenever you go outside, inside or outside, wear a mask.
Now, you touched on this, how really the shortage of employees across the board on staffing levels, it's really impacting staffing levels in all industries, you know, especially hospitals. We just talked about Hutto ISD. They're, running out of drivers, and they're saying, well, worst comes to worst, we're going to end up having to go virtual because they don't have enough people. I mean, I know you're saying we all need to kind of stay on course, mask up. Anything else as far as just, I feel like the problems that maybe were there pre-pandemic are just exacerbated. You know what I mean? Like they're just highlighted, whether it comes with, Austin ISD or just a lot of other places that they had some problems, but it's just now, again, magnified. What do you say about that?
I think that's really true, Yvonne. In fact, for the last 2 years, this virus has taken those things that exist and then exacerbates them or shines a really bright light on them. People in our community that don't have the same level of health care, that's always caused a problem in our city, but you see it really well with this virus. Staffing shortages. The one silver lining here, if there is one, is that the experts are predicting that this peak will come and retreat just as rapidly as it came. Our UT modelers are telling us we should start to see the peak going down before the month is over. And that would be real good to see. But in the meantime, even for a little more time, people need to be a little bit more vigilant so we can flatten this peak.
Just recently, Governor Abbott said Texas is proof that the path toward economic recovery is the government getting out of the way of business. I know you posted, a rebuttal kind of to that comment. You retweeted that with the comment. What do you make of what the governor said there?
Well, I think in a lot of ways that's often true, that businesses will thrive if they can experiment and try things and innovate, and we see that in Austin. I think it would be really important right now for businesses to be able to decide whether or not they wanted to require masking or vaccines of their customers and their employees in order to be able to protect their workforce and to protect their places of business. And I don't understand why it is our policy of our state leadership to deny local businesses the opportunity to be able to make those decisions themselves. We're taking a look at that now. We really want to give that prerogative and that choice to businesses so they can do what's best in their business.
All right, let's talk about housing for a bit. Oh, housing. It seems every week Austin is on a new best of list. And, just this morning we're reporting the cost of living here is now the 12th worst in the U.S. You've talked about plans for, of course, much needed housing for the homeless. Yes, that's very important, those plans. But what is the plan to create more affordable housing for the middle class?
For me, it's a question of supply. We need to get a lot more supply. When you have so many people, both here and coming here, that are competing for a limited supply of housing, the price is going to get bid up. And what you're going to have is people who are making the mean income in our city can't find any homes at all, so they dip down and they take homes that should be available for people in the lower middle class from an economic standpoint. It bids up the value of those homes so that those people can't afford it. That's what gentrification is. So we need to increase the housing supply in the city. The hard part is that Austin right now is creating more housing per capita than any city in the country. So we're doing it better than anybody else, and it is still not enough given the number of people that are coming. I had hoped that we would be able to change the land development code to improve that. The courts have stopped us. That's in the courts right now, but we can't wait. So we're trying to do what we can with the 9 of 11 votes that could be required under that court order of the council to be able to make meaningful change. We're trying to find that consensus and compromise, but we're doing everything we can to increase housing supply. We're taking a look at the costs and the processes and the procedures to make building housing even easier in this city.
We'll definitely be taking a look and paying attention to what transpires there. Mayor Adler, thank you so much for your time and happy Monday.
You too, Yvonne. Take care.